Hi, it's Ricky at Camp Perspective. Today we have Zuma, our daycare and train puppy. And today in this video we're going to be going over the long leash phase. So here I have the 30-foot long leash, and at the end of the loop I'm going to show you how we hold the long leash. So here we got the loop. I'm going to put a thumb through it, right hand like this so it's locked. And then I have my remote in my right hand, like so, and then my left hand will be empty. Zuma. And this will be the first time on long leash. So right now my setup is Zuma on my left side as usual, and then my right leash, my right hand has the long leash, and the long leash is behind me hanging back. So with the long leash phase, what it does for Zuma is she's getting used to it's one step closer to off leash. So with the setup we have, with no leash here and nothing in our left hand, Zuma is seeing that. So usually she sees a short leash connected to her, but now since the picture has changed, because dogs think in pictures, so now the picture has changed, we might see some confusion, which is something we want to see so we can correct it and address it. Because now she's starting to get used to seeing nothing in my left hand versus always seeing a leash connected to her. So if she's always seeing a leash connected to her, she's gonna, she recognizes that image, so she knows what to do. But here, it looks different, so we might see some confusion. She might, maybe she'll go that way or just, run away, basically. So if she does that, what you'll see me do and what you should be doing is just keeping your movement and turning on pressure. So if I'm walking and I see Zuma kind of not know what to do because it looks different, and she decides to go that way, I'm going to keep walking probably that way, and always give her my left side and start pressure. So it's going to be tap. As soon as she breaks, tap, tap, keep walking, tap, tap, and then she might hit the end of the leash, or she might respond to the pressure. Whatever it is, keeping your movement and keeping your left side towards her. Because if it was our right side, she doesn't know what right side means. She knows left side is healed. So giving her our left side to Zuma is almost like giving her a hint, like, hey, it's come to my left side, come over here. And then what we'll see is her kind of come to us. I'm going to keep the pressure still on as she's making her way, and then stop a few seconds before so she knows she's doing something right. Or depending how it's going, if I keep pressure on as she's coming to me and then she starts to freak out, then I'll keep pressure on. Once she starts making her way to me, it'll be off. What else? So we'll be going over all the commands. First we'll be doing heel, because heel is the most important in the long leash phase, because we want it to be, the long leash phase, because we want it to be kind of proofed in for the off leash. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera back actually. But she's not in any command, she's just following me. So what I'm gonna be doing is just cue the word heel. Everything stays the same, it's just that we have 30 foot now. So, heel. Good girl. And this also helps the owner kind of get away from using the leash. So sometimes owners are tense and they're always kind of moving the leash with them as they're working or training. But now since they have to let it go, it's kind of on the owner too. Good. Good. And we can do our turns as usual. So that's a right turn. I'll do a left turn here. So again, it's right, left, right. Good. I'll do a right turn, so slow down, just paying attention, good. Left leg, left leg, good. And it's also normal if they're, if they're doing well, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just that she has a good concept of it, because this is what it comes down to. If you've been practicing and everything, and then we go on to this phase and she's doing really well, that lets us know, so good. That lets us know that we're practicing well and she's understanding it. Good. Good girl. Slow to a stop. Good. Left leg, move. Slow. Slow to a stop. Good girl. Left leg, move. Good. I'm going to trick her up a little bit, kind of change my speeds real fast. Good. Good. Good, and I haven't been tapping. I didn't tap at all, which is good. And if I slow down, yes, the Zuma, it's good, very good. Good girl. And the treats that have been provided to us, haven't been using them just because she'll take them in her mouth, but then she'll spit them back out. I didn't notice until like when I was practicing here, I was walking back and forth and I see treats everywhere, and I was like I wasn't dropping them, so I noticed that when I gave it to her, she'll have it in her mouth and just spit it out. So we'll not be using treats. And then she also would take turkey that here and there, but she's not really taking it anymore, which is fine. But other than that, that was pretty good what we saw. I'm gonna do one more walk. Good. Good. Good girl. Good. Oh, sorry, I tripped her. Slow to a stop. So here I'm tap. Good. Give it a tap. I'm gonna grab the leash and guide her to my left side. Tap, 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 tap. Good. So there she went into a down. So I was correcting it, but she got closer out of position into between my legs. So then I just grabbed the leash to guide her up and around back into the position here, just to fix that up. But other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. We didn't see her make any mistakes, so we'll keep practicing. But like I said, if for some reason, if we're up in the open, she might act different just she's in a new environment. Here, she recognizes this, so she's understanding the discipline in this specific spot. So if we were in a park and she starts to kind of wander off to your left side, just keeping her movements and just continue tapping, just slow taps, so she's able to think about it and respond to it. And then keeping your movement forward and keeping your left side facing Zuma. But other than that, that is all for heel, really. Trying to think. And then the same thing as usual, if she passes 180 or tapping 180. Yeah, so we'll move on to the stay. Since she's in the heel position, we can just take advantage of this and do the stay. So stay remains the same. It's just correcting it that's different. So for most of the stationary commands, it's all the same way we correct it. It's just there's little different things, and we'll talk about it, but we'll focus on stay right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm at 28, by the way. I'll go to 30. So here, left hand, stay, pivot out, face her, good. So now we have 30 feet to kind of just like create space between her and the stay command. So here, tap, 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 good. Tap, good. Let's see what she does. Good, good dip down 16. Good, tap, 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 good. So once she breaks the her stay command, pressure kicks in, and then until we get her back into the spot and in the position. So there, she was back in the spot, but she laid down, so I continued correcting, and she was just struggling a little bit. So I just pulled up on the leash to help her out. Just tap, see what she does, tap, tap, good. So tap, 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 good. So again. Here. Almost 16. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Do a little walk around again. And just being mindful when you're walking around her with the long leash. If the long leash gives pressure with Zuma, she's probably going to move. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Break. So that was a little bit of stay. She made a few mistakes, and I just talked about how we correct them and everything. Once they get out of that position in that spot, pressure will kick in until we bring them back to that spot in the same position. If she's shutting down like that, not shutting down, but trying to get away from the pressure, so that she results to like laying down, trying to get away from it, we want to give up just to help her out. But at the end, you saw that when I tapped when she was laying down, she stood up or went into a sit. So she's starting to understand it now. But that's all it needs, is just some consistency, repetition, and just practice, and then she'll get the hang of it. She's gotten the hang of everything pretty quickly. But that's stay. And also, we don't repeat stay. So if she breaks it, we're not saying stay. If she broke heel, we're not saying heel, it's just correcting. When we repeat a command, we're restarting everything. So then she's thinking, okay, I broke it, but they said it again. So I can break it whenever I want. I just got to go back into command when they say it, and we don't want that. We're also, just really quick, with this long leash phase, we want to keep it on for a long time. We want to be in a long leash phase for a while, just so when we get to the off leash phase, it's not anything new, because we've, how do I say, the mistakes aren't new, so we have to have her exposed to everything before we take her off leash. So that's stay. I'm gonna go ahead and let's do down. So here, she's sitting, girl. Down, give it tap, tap, good girl. So here, tap again, good girl. She likes to roll over in her downs. Good, now back away. So the leash is under her, so you might see her get up when I pull it from her rear. There we go, good girl. And it doesn't always have to be a circle. You can just go as long as the leash goes. And if she does a good job, you can return her and give her a treat. If she's taking treats, she might take treats from you guys rather than us. But then we can do like a little circle. We can keep the circles as well. Good. Good girl. Yeah, Zuma. Good girl. Break. Put her in the heel. Heel. We'll do it again. Slow to a stop. Good girl. Down. Tap. Good. And tap. Tap. Good. Almost. Tap. Good girl. So we might see a little bit of confusion since we've been correcting her for laying down and we're telling her to go down, so she's unsure a little bit. But we wouldn't do a whole training session like this. If we see her struggling with something, we focus on that for that session. this is just showing you guys how to correct it. So it's kind of good we're seeing the confusion. Right, Zuma. Good. Break. Zuma, break. Yeah. So that's down. We'll move on to place. So place remains the same, except we have 30 feet to do duration and then 30 feet to send. So heel, tap, good girl. So now I'm gonna go at a distance right here. Good girl. I'm gonna cue place. If she's struggling, I'm gonna take one step at a time to see if it'll help her kind of boost. And if she's still struggling, I'm gonna grab the leash closer to the collar and just kind of shoot her off. Place. Or she'll do it right away. Good girl. Good. Heel, tap. Okay. Increasing the distance. Place. Good. Tap. Good. So there the leash got caught on my foot and then she kind of turned around, but then I tapped and then she continued her way to the placemat. I'm gonna go ahead and walk off camera and then I'll bring a ball. Good. Since she's not breaking it, I'm gonna show you guys how to correct this. I'm gonna use a ball just to see if she'll break it. She likes balls. So I'm gonna break her first. Break! Zuma. Just gonna pull her off. Break! Yeah, Zuma. Yeah, Zuma, break. Does Zuma like balls? There she goes. What's that, Zuma? What's that, Zuma? Get it. Shh. Get it, Zuma. There she goes. Yeah, right. So I'm not tapping her. That looked like I tapped her, but I did not. Zuma, break. Break. Go get it. Break it, go get it. Oh no. Place. She doesn't seem that interested. So what we do, it could be just because she's here. You can test her duration skills with any command really. Just, you know, playing with the ball or just throwing it. And if she were to break it, like similar to the other commands, It's just kicking with the pressure and then bringing it back to the placemat, position, spot, whatever it is. Whatever it is. So heel, stay, sit down place, long leash phase. Recall is obviously already done with the long leash phase. What else? I think that's it. So with all these stationary commands that are being taught to you, or that you work with Zuma, what we want to make sure that we don't do is, so since we have this much leash, we don't want to break or release Zuma from a command from 30 feet away. So for example, if we're in heel and at the park, and then you put Zuma, you slow to a stop, and then you put Zuma in a stay, and then you walk the rest of the leash, and then you say, you do recall or a break. We don't want you guys to do that, because then you create an issue where, let's say you put her in a stay, and then you walk like this, and then you turn, and then you do recall or break. After a few reps, one day you're going to do it, and then you turn around and Zuma's going to break prematurely. So you're just teaching her that she can be released from a command from afar. And we like the dogs to know that they're only released from a stationary command, sit down, stay, place, if we're next to them. So they won't break it from we're afar, because they're like, I've been released when my owner has been either in the coffee shop or far away, so why can't I release now? Beat the punch. You can do it, you just want to kind of check it. So then you would have to clarify it, like, every time I walk here, it doesn't mean it, so you would have to keep tapping and walking back and forth and just clarifying it for Zuma. So it's a little more work if you're willing to put it in, but if you just want to avoid that issue as a whole, only releasing Zuma when you're next to her, and then recall only if she is kind of on break and meandering, or with a partner if she's being held over there. So yeah, so we don't repeat commands, no breaking or releasing or recall from afar, and just keeping the long leash phase for a while, just to proof everything and see all the mistakes that are happening. What else? No repeating commands and just using the remote. And I think that's it.